In today's video, I want to talk about being a highly sensitive person and being an extrovert. And if there are ever two opposites, then this is exactly it. If this is the first time that you are watching one of my videos, my name is Tersha and I help highly sensitive people and empaths find their place in the world. So highly sensitive people make up about 15% of the population. And I'm assuming that if you are watching this video, you are one of us. You are also a highly sensitive person. When I first started reading about high sensitivity, it was really challenging for me to figure out if I was really a highly sensitive person because I knew that I was an extrovert. Most of the literature and the information that is available on high sensitivity, though, really focuses on the introverted nature of highly sensitive people. But there are also extroverted people who are highly sensitive, and the extroverted highly sensitives only make up about 30% of the total highly sensitive people population. There's a lot of high sensitivity there. The two biggest opposites of this conundrum that we have of being extroverted and sensitive is, of course, that highly sensitive people need time on their own to process the world. Extroverts enjoy being with other people because that's where they get their energy from. So it's a very tight rope that we need to walk between honoring both of these sides of our nature. So I've identified two main struggles that really showed up for me during this time when I was trying to figure out that balance between being highly sensitive and extroverted. And by no means have I been able to sort that balance out. I haven't found all the answers yet, but I'm a lot better in managing these two traits and honoring these two sides of me. As a highly sensitive extrovert, you'll have this constant battle of needing to balance being overstimulated by the world and the activities with being understimulated in terms of the level of engagement that you have with other people. So it's really about finding the balance between spending your time with people where you get energized and being alone. And I think if you don't know that you are a highly sensitive person, this can have a very big effect on you if you don't know that you do need that alone time. Because typically as extroverts, we like talking to people, we like exploring new things and to meet new people. But what we don't then recognize is that we still need that time where we can retreat from the world and we can process all of the things that we've assimilated and engaged with during the day. And until you are able to understand that it's this delicate dance that you need to do, you are going to struggle to find that balance between honoring the people need and the alone time need that you have. It's also important that you tell your partners or your friends that you find a way to explain to them what your high sensitivity means and what you need as a highly sensitive person in order to thrive and in order to do well. So for example, in my relationship, my husband knows that I'm highly sensitive, obviously, because he watches my videos. So even if I haven't told him, I think he might have figured it out. But he knows this about me, right? And he knows when I say, look, I need some time out. He knows what I need to soothe my soul, to help me feel more grounded and centered. And it makes it very easy for me to just take a step back when I feel I need that. So very important then as highly sensitive extroverts, where people don't expect us to be able to step back or need alone time, communicate with the people in your life, speak to your partner and tell them what it is that you need in order to honor both sides of you so that you can get that overstimulation and understimulation under control. Then the second challenge or struggle that I see happens a lot to highly sensitive extroverts is because we have one foot on the gas and one foot on the brake the whole time, we don't always listen to our bodies. So it takes a long time for us before we realize, oh, I need to take a step back now and practice some self-care. And that is why self-care is something that has to be intentional. We shouldn't wait for a moment that feels right to bring some self-care into our lives. The better way to do it is to make self-care an intentional, conscious practice that you build into your daily routine. We can take better care of others if our own cup is filled. But especially for highly sensitive people, we need that self-care because it takes us very long to recover and recuperate if we crash and burn. And we crash and burn easily because we get overstimulated easily. And then as an extrovert, we are looking for that stimulation. We are looking for that interaction with people. And if you don't have strong boundaries, if you don't know when to say no, if you don't know where to draw the line, our self-care can fall flat on its face. Now, if you want to learn more about self-care and perhaps some of the challenges that we have in being consistent with creating a self-care routine, you can watch a video that I've done about that after you've watched this video, and I'll link it for you in the description below. I'm also going to link my highly sensitive person playlist for you in the description below, so you can go and take a look at all of the videos that I have on being a highly sensitive person and also on tips that you use to cope and navigate your way, through everyday life. I think it's very important for us as highly sensitives to take an active role in our own lives. We cannot expect of the world to change how they are and how they treat us. It has to come from within. And when we begin to do the healing, when we take responsibility for our own well-being, if we begin to practice compassion for all of these different facets of who we are, that is when we can begin to fully step into our power. And if you would like some support in learning more about your unique traits as a highly sensitive person and how you can incorporate being an extrovert and finding the balance in your life into that, then click on the link in the description below to book a free discovery call with me. The coaching program that I have specifically for highly sensitive people is an 8-week intensive, and during these 8 weeks we don't only do coaching and healing, but I also teach you some practical skills and tools to help you live your life and live your truth as a highly sensitive person. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and remember to share this with your highly sensitive friends or your highly sensitive community. The more information we can get out there about this trait of high sensitivity, the better. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!